Welcome back. So recently I made a video talking about the entire application process of how to become a community tutor on Italki, but there were 3 very important things that I didn't mention in that video because I thought they deserved a video of their own. So today we will be discussing what your starting prices should be when you're first starting out on Italki. We'll be talking about when you should raise your prices and packages. Everything about packages. Let's get into it. So the minimum price that you can charge on Italki is $4 for community tutors and $8 for professional teachers. That goes for any lesson length. But please keep in mind that Italki does take a 15% commission off of whatever you make. So for $4, it's going to be $3.40, and for $8, it's going to be $6.80. To clarify, those are the numbers that you would essentially be taking home once Italki takes the commission off the top. That's not the amount that Italki takes from you. I'm bad at math, but I'm not that bad at math, I promise. The only exception is trial lessons. For trial lessons, Italki does not take a 15% commission, and the minimum price that you can charge is $1. But trial lessons are only for 30 minutes. On Italki, especially when you're new, it is definitely a thing. The lower your prices are, the more people are going to book with you. So I would recommend finding the lowest price possible that's still going to make this platform worth your time. I personally started at $4 for a 30-minute lesson and $8 for a 16-minute lesson. Keeping in mind that 15% commission, I was making almost $2 less than the minimum wage for my area, which was not ideal, but I was able to raise my prices pretty quickly. So a few things to keep in mind when you're first setting your prices would be how much time does it take you to prep for the lesson outside of the actual lesson time? How much money is going to get you out of your bed in the morning and make that time worth it for you? I can't really tell you exactly what to charge at the beginning, but do keep in mind that you can give yourself a raise pretty much at any point. Starting lower is better. Which brings me to how to know when to actually raise your prices. So this is very basic supply and demand. So first scenario, low supply, high demand. This is where I was for a bit when I was first starting. Let's say you have like 15 hours a week available on your schedule and all of those hours are being snatched up and you're getting multiple messages a day asking when you'll have more available times. If this is the case for you, raise your prices. So the next scenario is high supply and low demand. So again, you have 15 hours available on your schedule each week, but you're barely able to get even 8 of those hours booked. Honestly, consider lowering your prices. But if you don't want to lower your prices, you don't have to. The more good reviews you get on your profile and the higher that number of completed lessons is on your profile, the more trusted you'll look in the eyes of students that are possibly going to book with you. So over time that might increase demand, but it's going to take more time. And if you decide that lowering your prices is your best bet, you're gonna be able to raise them again soon anyway. Now, the final scenario is if you're pretty steady, you're happy with your level of demand, it doesn't seem like too overwhelming and it doesn't seem like too little. That's kind of where I am right now. It doesn't feel too crazy and certain weeks feel more busy, certain weeks feel less busy, but over the course of a month, it seems to even itself out. So my recommendation is if you are first starting, once you hit that 50 lesson mark, give yourself a raise. Once you hit the 100 completed lessons mark, bump it up. Now, if you've been going at it for a bit, you've probably felt it out yourself, but what I'm currently doing is about once per month, I'll raise my prices. Depending on the month, I'll either do it $1 or 50 cents. Like for example, July has been slow, so I raised it 50 cents. So if you start offering different lesson types, like something that's not just conversation practice, something that has materials and requires a lesson plan, bump up your prices for that lesson. Or what I'm currently doing is I have lessons that have a bunch of material, but I'm keeping them at the same price as my conversation practice lessons because I would like to increase the demand of those lessons. And it's working. People that have only ever taken conversation practice with me are like, hey, I'll try out this other lesson type because it's the same price anyway. Why not? And now I have a handful of people who are taking those lessons on a regular basis instead, which is helpful for me because the number of those completed lessons is going up, and it's helpful for them because they're not having to pay anything extra, but you don't have to do that. That's just my current strategy. One thing that I do want to touch on though before I talk about packages is the fact that you might lose some clients by raising your prices, but it's fine. Don't panic. It might not even be because you raised your prices. I know it can feel maybe a little bit disheartening, but more people will come. I do know that there are teachers who give special discounts to long-standing students. That is definitely an option. I'm not doing it currently, but there are a few students that if they asked, I totally would. But speaking of discounts, packages. Packages are definitely worth setting up. They are essentially a way of rewarding loyalty. Basically, a student can buy a package of either 5 or 10 lessons at a slight discount, and that is like guaranteed business for you. And you can set the type of discount that you want to give. So you can do 50 cents off of each lesson, you can do $1 off of each lesson if you just want to take $5 off the top of it. Kind of depends on what you're feeling. I don't have a huge like math brain, so when I'm setting up my packages, I'll just calculate like 10 times 5, okay, 50, and then I'll just take off $5 off the top, so that's $45. That's an extra dollar off of each of the lessons. That's how I do it. You really don't have anything to lose with it, but just make sure that that discounted price is still a price that makes the lesson time worth it for you. But anyways, that is it for this video. As always, if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to comment them down below. I'd be more than happy to answer them for you. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like and also subscribe and hit the bell because I will be coming out with more Italki related videos in the future. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on Friday.